Hello there, friends. It is your boy the Goo Man. Today we're going to talk about all of the developmental speech disorders that neurodivergent children experience throughout childhood, particularly phonological disorders. And then we're going to talk about something a little bit more personal for me. So I'm autistic. That's why I studied the stuff that I do. I was nonverbal until I was 6. Go to a speech therapy program so that I could be put in a regular kindergarten. Even as an adult, I still deal with a lot of the problems that fall under the phonological disorder umbrella. If you have an ear for it, you can hear it in my videos. I try to edit a lot of it out, but let's go over what some of the common ones are and what to pay attention to if you have a neurospicy kid. When you're a kid and you're developing your speech, there's a lot of normal patterns that are seen across the board. So the ones behind me are things that you should not be worried about. Reduplication is saying things like kitty kitty, so it's the duplication of word. It gets more complex, and then you say things like wishy-washy instead. Blighting is ooh speak, so instead of saying carrot, you say carrot. Ollie, can I have a quacker? And then there are ones that are not so normal. And I'll put this website down below along with all the papers we talk about in my comments like I usually do. But let's go over a few of them, like backing. This is where sounds that are produced in the front of your mouth get replaced by the ones in the back of the mouth, like top and cop, or dull and ghoul. Metathesis, where you switch the letters in the word, so instead of saying elephant, you can say elphalant. That's what I'm talking about. I just did it right there because my brain gets overwhelmed by all the words and consonants in my mouth when I talk. This one a lot too, it's called deletion, where I just skip the first consonant of the word, so instead of saying cat, I'll say at, or instead of saying ball, I'll say all. Before we get into some of the other speech things that are really common in autism and neurodivergence, I gotta do my self-plug real quick. So if you like my content, you wanna support my research, and you wanna keep this accessible to the community, you can find me on Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, under the Goo Man STEM. It's in the link tree in my bio. I very much appreciate it. Probably the biggest one that people normally associate with neurodivergent children is echolalia, where people that have autism and neurodivergence will repeat back phrases and sounds to you that you said to them. Like everybody on neurodivergent TikTok knows the meme like ba 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 ba. Funny enough, the word that you do it if you repeat it for yourself and you stim is called palalia. I just like to repeat words and phrases as I walk around the house. Baby Billy's Bible bunkers, like the word behoove. All right, so you've noticed that your child is doing this, you're worried, you don't know what to do. There are treatments for it. Like I said, I went through personalized speech therapy for me. Exercises you can do at home with your child. Again, I will post that below for everybody. One of the biggest things that I could ever recommend to anybody with a kid, you know, neurodivergent or not, is to read to your child. And a lot of research done on how it impacts the development of neurodivergent kids. There is literally no drawback, only benefits to reading to your kids. And my mom was not the greatest mother, but one thing she did do for me is she read to me every night. I picked up on reading patterns before I could speak because I would sit there and she would read to me and then sound words out. If I didn't have that in my life, I don't know where I would be. All right, if you made it this far now, I have to talk about some personal stuff. I'm gonna keep this picture behind me because I took it this morning and it makes me very happy. Up to a lot of really not fun comments this morning. I usually get a lot of mean comments. Like, the community on here is fantastic. We're all here to learn and share experience. They mainly centered around how I create my content for neurospicy people and how I ask for my support. I think these stung just a little bit extra too because I have not had a lot of support this week and I am really far from my goal that's due tomorrow. But it really hurt my feelings. You have to have a pretty thick skin